I did want that for
I
a
remember
while.
when you wanted that for 8. You're like, man, I can't wait to get that. You know and then it started like everyone started getting it.
Do you know what I promised my dad for like 2 years when I was like 14, 15? A fucking picture of his car along my chest on a highway. And he was so about it. He wanted me to get it so
You should definitely get it done. In fact, I know a guy.
And I think back now, can you imagine me with an F100 on my chest going along a dirt? Mate, no girl would ever take me serious. I would be having sex with my jumper on all the fucking time.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm going to go to the beach.
Just take your top off. No. Prefer if I didn't.
It is Morokai with Tours. We're back on every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 7 a.m. on Spotify and 4:30 p.m. on YouTube. Mate, piercings. Do you know there's one that I think is so pointless? I don't understand why people get it.
I have. Which piercing would that be?
The smiley.
The smiley?
It's the one that's under your top lip.
Oh, I know someone with that.
Mate, why?
Yeah,
you can't show it off.
Sure. Actually, that as well. Is the one that annoys me the most would have to be the SEPTUM one.
I think that one suits like a 0.1% of the population.
I just don't see the point personally.
And
so many places where you go as well, it's like, no, flick it up. And it's like, you've paid money to get that done and then you're getting told to hide it.
Yeah,
like,
that would be I think if you work at a job where you have to cover it up, I think something like that is really silly.
Because I have thought, because I've got the one side of my nose done. I remember when I wanted to get another ring behind it, and then I was like, oh, maybe I should go the other side, because I saw a few people with the other side. I'm so glad I never went through with the other side. Your face was just like, mate.
You with 2 nose rings, it would have been a pisser.
It would have been hilarious.
But then the smiley underneath, I remember I worked with a girl who showed me, and she lifted up like her top lip, and she showed, and it's like, if you lift up your own top lip, you can feel that little like line or whatever the fuck that is. Anyway, that gets pierced, and I go, okay, like maybe if you got a certain piercing, it's I can understand how people are like, oh, it's for pleasure, like sexually.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You can't see it, but it's for pleasure, like the Prince Albert, right? Maybe a tongue ring.
Yeah.
Tongue ring? Tongue stud? Yeah.
Tongue piercing. Tongue ring. Could you
imagine just getting a ring?
That's the same. There was those people that it's like, I'm going to get my lip pierced. And then they got like snake bites and stuff like that. I'm just like, okay.
Oh, man, I knew a guy who he got the snake bites done and he constantly would swallow them in his sleep because he'd push him in, push him out, push him in so much and play with them that when he fell asleep, there was so much of a hole that when he had him in, he'd wake up and he'd be like, fuck, I've swallowed him again.
And piercings aren't cheap either. Like, they're actually very expensive.
I'm a regular customer who just swallowing the piercings. Man, but that smiley, right? I can't think of any sexual pleasure and I can't think of any... It doesn't look good because people can't see it.
No, it's hidden the whole time.
What's the point? I touch that top part of your mouth. Can you imagine having a piercing go through there? That's disgusting.
I wouldn't enjoy that at all.
Oh,
and then resting against like your gums, like your teeth.
It already feels so delicate up there.
It does.
Oh no,
it's the same as those dermal piercings that people get. Have you seen that? Like they've got like the ones in like the back of their neck.
Again, I think that's silly.
There's like a back of the neck one. You can get some like here, like on your wrist.
I
those
hate
ones.
the wrist
I don't like that. And then there's like
ones.
a butterfly tattoo or something like that you can get on your back. That one looks fucked. Oh. That one looks really like if you Google image that, bro. I cannot imagine taking off someone's shirt like when you're like obviously going and go have sex and then just seeing that. I reckon I'd freak out and be like, what the fuck? No thanks.
I think the.
Teach their own.
I think the certain ones that can make guys look good is like only for a certain few is like 2 diamond earrings.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Only a very selected few for an eyebrow ring. I think an eyebrow slit can make a lot of people look really cool.
Oh, the eyebrow slit was huge.
Yeah.
That was like a phase.
And maybe a nose stud.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yep.
But other than that, I can't really think of other piercings that you'd want to get. And for girls, honestly, that what's it called again? The middle of the...
Yeah, septum.
Septum. There's some girls that can rock it.
There are some that can, but for me,
I'm
it's
the
not.
Same. I can't.
I sort of look at it, I'm like, oh, what have you done?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's just not for me.
Yeah. I never see anyone who doesn't have. If you get a septum, they always get tattoos as well.
That is so true.
They always get tattoos.
Go hand in hand.
Fuck, someone asked me today, it's like, why don't you have any tattoos? And I'm like, I just don't think I would suit them.
Really?
I really don't think.
So you've gone, because I remember for the longest time you always wanted that, like the classic, which is now, at the time it wasn't, but now it is, the classic rose on your hand.
I did want that for
I remember when you wanted that for
you're
like, man, I can't wait to get that.
You know
and then it started like everyone started getting it.
Do you know what time I promised my dad for like 2 years when I was like 14, 15? A fucking picture of his car along my chest on a highway. And he was so about it. He wanted me to get it so
You should
bad.
definitely get it done. In fact, I know a guy.
And I think back now, can you imagine me with an F100 on my chest going along a dirt? Mate, no girl would ever take me serious. I would be having sex with my jumper on all the fucking time.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm going to go to the beach.
Just take it off. No. Prefer if I didn't. You don't want to see what's under there. I do fear for those who have gone through like 6+ hours for a tattoo to walk out and they're like, fuck, I'm so happy with this. Only to show their mates and their mates be like, oh no. What have you done? Which granted, I know for a fact there's some tattoos that I definitely have where I'm sure some of my mates, without them being like, they'd be like, fuck, why's he got that?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I suppose if you're the person who's getting them done, as long as you're happy, but like there are some and you're just like, oh no, like why have you let someone do that?
Do you know what I think about? I think, and everyone's art style is so different. So there's some people that might show you their sleeve and you go, that looks fucking average. But there's some people who sit there and like, I'm fucking obsessed with it because everyone's ideas of what they find, attractive.
Appeals to them.
Yeah, really visualizing to them is different. But why on earth would someone get a full sleeve if their job requires them to cover it up? That's what I don't get. Like if you are in a job that you love, like your career, and you go, this is for me, and maybe it's like business attire, mate, fuck me, having to cover them up all the time must be a pain in the ass.
That would be a pain, and getting told to cover them up as well. Because
when I worked at one of the supermarkets, this guy, like the long sleeved shirts we had to wear sucked. So you always wore the shirt sleeve. The long sleeve sucks.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Nerd, like, honestly.
Yeah. Does that frustrate you that you went from like the previous job that you had, you went from that to now the job that you have now, like you have to wear the long ones? Or not as much because obviously now with your new job it makes you look way more professional?
Well, with the professional clothing though, like
that is true. It does.
You're not as comfortable.
Yeah,
you look a bit better, but you're not as comfortable. And then you've always got to get dry cleaning done.
Oh, I didn't even think of all that.
So it's a pain in the ass because think about it, if you rock up to work with a business shirt and it's all fucking wrinkly, that's actually worse than wearing something casual.
No, you're spot on.
Screaming, I don't take care of my clothes and I don't wash my. So that part's a pain.
That's so true. Wow, I didn't think of that.
But yeah, this guy got a tattoo of a dildo on his arm. And he was a manager, and he actually had to cover up. So he always had to wear the long sleeve shirt.
He actually got a dildo tattooed on his arm.
Yeah, it was like
that is such a
like a dildo on a biscuit or something. I don't know. It was something. It was just it involved a dildo. And
that's so red.
Oh, and I thought, fuck, man, why would you bother?
Yeah, well, it's the same. That was like the colour tattoos versus black and white. Because my rose one, like here, that's coloured, but then the rest of mine are black and white. And I remember being real sceptical when the guy was like, no, I reckon we should do colour. And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, all the other ones I have it's like, hey, trust me. And I'm like, it's such a, those two words,
it's a big thing.
Such a scary thing to say. But I must admit, when my arm isn't as hairy as what it is, every time I look up, I'm like, fuck, I love this tattoo so much. Like, it is hands down my favourite that I have easily. But I was really concerned because I'm like, I am Casper White. I just don't know if colour's going to be that great on me.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Because that's another thought that went into the back of my head. I'm like, oh, is colour going to look good on someone like myself? Once you say, yeah, like there's no going back.
Surely with the technology coming out, though, I reckon it's going to be no time at all when you can get maybe like a full body scan, have that tattoo completed on on the computer so you can see what it would look like.
That's a great idea.
I think that's coming. I love that. I think that's coming very soon.
That's such a cool concept. I rate that highly by you.
There was I saw someone else that it came out. They're currently studying on how when cancer is created in the body, they've found a way to detect just before it's about to start, and they think they're going to be able to very shortly stop that process before it even begins. Fuck, that's a big one.
That's a huge one.
I think cancer will be cured or stopped in our lifetime. Maybe
really?
I think 20, 30 years maybe, but I think
that's a big goal.
Do you know what's funny? I think when we get to 70, 80, there's going to be some fucking high-tech shit going on.
Yeah, see,
I think we're going to be on the way out when some massive shit's going down.
I thought that as a kid. I thought for sure that when we were in how old we are now, that we'd start be seeing some real massive advancements in technology, because growing up we had Back to the Future, Futurama. So I was really excited for things such as, say, a hoverboard or hover cars and all that. So to see that we're still not there just yet, I'm a little bit disappointed, I'm not gonna lie. But I also understand that there is a lot that would have to go into that. I don't know how much the first hover car cost as well, just quietly.
But I don't even think hover cars would work well. Well, not work well, but what's your fascination with the
I don't know, I just think it'd be cool.
So just hovering over there.
Yeah, more or less. So there's a car in your way, you just go up.
Traffic.
You just go up.
You just go over the top.
Yeah, just nah, screw this.
Traffic would be a nightmare.
But I wonder, my issue with that, though, is because the world taxes just everything. What would the tax on one of those be? And how would they police that as well? Because they always have to do that. Because now in Australia, they're doing this huge, massive. They want to try and ban all vapes. I saw and all that. And they're we're only going to have certain flavors. The packaging's going to be nothing's going to be on the packaging. It's not going to be colourful now. If single-use vapes are no longer going to be a thing and all that. I'm you're only going so hard after this because you can't tax them. You can tax tobacco and cigarettes, but you actually can't tax vapes.
Oh, can't you?
No. So the government makes no money from vapes. That's why they're pushing the ban.
That's nuts.
Because cigarettes, dude, when we were 18, a 20-pack, let's just say, of Bond Street Blue may have only been $20. That's now $35 or something ridiculous.
No, I swear my nan smokes, and I swear she now pays $60 a packet.
Oh, could it? Well, there you go. I
swear, man.
Dude, it's become so much because they're we want to stop the youth from smoking because of all the complications that it can cause when you're older. No, which I understand. Just at the end of the day, people are going to smoke. You can't. You can try as much as you want.
Yeah.
And I feel as well as if just us as people, the harder you try to push these things and all that, the more people are going to try to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they'll feel
you're always going to rebel. It's the same as if you get told, wait, if I left you in the room and there's a button and I said, wait, you're just going to have to just wait here for someone to come in. Just heads up though, please don't touch that button. You're going to touch the fucking button.
Well, then it'll get to a point where maybe people start illegally selling or stealing packets of smokes from the warehouse or workers, and they sell.
Can you imagine that? Selling a single dart cigarette. Mate, it's Champion Ruby, $50. Don't tell anyone where you got it from. That light up becomes oi, where'd you get that? It'd be crazy. Yeah. I just can't believe how much tax is on everything though. Real quick.
I think about just my car, and I'm the amount I have to pay for Rego and then the amount I have to pay for an e-tag is stupid. And do you ever get I've paid so much money over a period of time with e-tags if I haven't had one, and then I get the letter in the mail and it's you're charged $20 for going through on it without an e-tag, and you look and the amount charged is $3, but then the invoicing fee sending it out to you is $18. So if you've ever looked at it,
look at it next time. I did not know. I just get emailed one.
Well, I don't have an e-tag, so when I go through, I get fucking rooted.
It's so shit though. The fact that we already pay tax on, we already have to pay Rego on insurance, and then we have to pay to then drive on the road as well.
Well, what
in a certain area,
I pay $120 a month for insurance, and then I pay $180 every 3 months for my Rego, And then I guess an e-tag in that time would probably be like maybe $30, making sure it's topped up.
Yeah.
Fuck. And then petrol's like nearly $2. Well, mate, give me a break.
I see petrol at $1.80. I'm like, yes, bargain.
Yeah,
I can actually afford to drive this week.
I saw $1.79 the other day. I'm like, oh my God, look at that.
You're like, you know what? I will fill up.
I still remember the days of like it just being like $0.99.
Dude, that wasn't even that long ago. That's the scary part. We would have been red or green peas when it was $1. A buck.
Imagine how much money we could have made if we filled up all these barrels with that amount of...
Well, do you remember when that was happening in the US?
Doubling our money.
And they were filling it up in plastic bags, and then the plastic bags were just melting. So what are you doing? What are you trying to achieve?
I mean, some people in other countries are fucking nutters. Have you seen that guy on TikTok with autism that runs around and he's like, I'm from Australia, I've got autism?
No.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, his name's like Spidey, and he runs around, he travels on basically a budget of nothing. He's got autism, and he'll sleep in like Melbourne in the streets, and then he'll go up and he will yell and scream at people just to create drama, just to create something. So he'll go up to Eshe. So I'll give you an example. He'll go up, say, you know, Eshe's at a station who people are just like, what the fuck? He'll go up to him like, oh, it's Eshe's. It's Eshe's. What are you going to do? But like trying to, there's something wrong in his head, trying to provoke as much drama as possible. So the other one I saw the other day, he went and slept in a public bathroom, and these people were trying to get him out, and he was screaming. He's like, I'm from Australia, I have autism. I'm from Australia, I have autism. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. And then there's one of him in America freaking out at someone who actually did steal his phone. Like, because in America, you know, depending on where you are, it was on a bus, and some homeless dude's basically taken his phone, and he was having a full-on spaz attack. He was just like, I'm from Australia, I have autism, screaming while crying. But then the video I saw today was he was on a bus. He's now somehow in New Zealand, and one bus driver didn't want to let him on because he didn't have money, so someone else paid for him. He went up to the front of the bus the whole time. He's like, why wouldn't you let me on, bro? Like, why wouldn't you let me on? And then he's like, oh, I'm European. And he started making fun of the fact he's from Europe. Mate, the guy's like...
How does he travel with, like, no money?
He just sleeps in the streets or just whatever.
How do you even get yourself onto a plane with no money?
I think at the start he had a little bit of money.
Like, unless he's getting like a boat and somehow like maybe gets on a boat, but like...
Yeah, he travels extremely cheaply. Like, yeah, and right. he just causes drama anywhere he goes.
I would hate that. I hate people that are like that.
Mate, he's shocking. He uses like his autism as an excuse, but he just starts.
That actually is something that pisses me off so much. People that have like whether it's autism or and like they just constantly use it as like a jail free card.
Yeah, get out of jail free card. Yep. It started somewhere. It started young. I reckon it started with like parents saying, "Oh, well, you know, he has this, he can get out of it," and it catches on. A lot of people,
well and truly it does.
Because there'll be a few things where they go, "Oh no," in my head I think, "No, I was just being a shit kid." But if you're constantly just getting, "No, it's because you have this."
Yeah, well, you would be molded that way. I guess.
Subjected to it. You definitely would. It's gonna. I want to know what it's gonna be like when we're 50.
Thinking in the future now, yeah.
Yeah, how soft the kids are actually going to be. Because think of how soft the kids are now. If they're
going to be so precious. I reckon. Nowhere to fly, dude. But I don't know, because I feel like our generation, I feel like we're hard asses on the younger ones. So I don't know, maybe will our parenting styles be more of the parents from, say, like the 60s, 70s?
Bring back the smack or like
something that's what I mean, right? Like, could that... But there's so many rules enforcing that you can't do so much stuff as well. That I feel like we're going to see so many cases of like a grandparent, maybe like their grandparents, like not like say beat up as such, but like smacked them or whatever. So like there's going to be like grandparents like smacking their like children's, like their grandsons or granddaughters, and then their parents are going to be like, I can't believe you did that, and like calling like child services or some shit.
Take us both away.
Could you imagine the crime though? Like, well, not even like necessarily crime. Like, how many calls there could potentially be in the future because of stuff like that?
Yeah, it'd be heaps.
Like, so many like just 6-year-olds locked up. It's like, what are you in here for? It's like smoking my grandson's like, mate, same. It's bullshit. They're not letting me out. I've got rights, you know. Because that's what it's going to be like. I feel I could be completely wrong here, but I don't.
I think you're right. I think it's a precious city at the moment, and it's so hard to fire. Oh fuck me! Imagine trying to fire someone in 15 years. There's already that many things in place where it's impossible to do so.
There's nothing worse than being in a workplace and the boss themselves is like, yeah, well, all right, don't give them any more shifts and then fire them. It's like, yeah, but you do it. It's like, no, you do it. It's like, no, you get paid the big bucks for that reason.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't on me. It's like, no, you can do it, mate. It's like, no. Come on, there, you tell them.
Man, some bosses can be the worst. Some bosses are all over this shop.
Like,
it's hard to be. It's also hard to be a good one and be likable.
Oh, it's like a without really being a pushover.
Yeah, it's a real small percentage that somehow it's like, oh nah, fuck, it's fair rules, but it's Gavin. We love Gavin. Nah, we'll do it. I know we have to stay back for an hour, but it's for Gavin. Like, it's a rare breed that get that kind of respect.
It is very rare, and then usually gets thrown back in your face as well.
Oh, of course it does.
The man is like, oh well, you chose to do that. I was like, choose. What do you mean choose? It wasn't by choice. If I don't, you kick my ass.
Yeah.
There's no choosing.
Fuck me. I was just thinking, the other day, I've done it. I just think of stuff. I went into Coles and fuck me, man. Everything's so expensive.
It is fucked.
It's fucking ridiculous. Oh, do you know what I did before we go? Get this. Tell me if you've had someone at work like this before. It was funny that this worked. I saw a U-Foods voucher in my mailbox, right? You know how you get the letterbox dropping? Oh, wow.
I do like U-Foods, so I'm intrigued to see where this goes.
Anyway, I look and it's like, all this certain money off your first order and things like that, right? And I've done Muscle Chef before, and I remember when I did Muscle Chef, the problem is they're still too expensive even when you do order a lot.
Really?
Yeah, they're like $11 even when you, like, they're expensive. And there was only a few that I really liked.
Enjoyed.
Yeah. And the U-Foods are fine. Like, they're nothing special. And the other thing I've had before is Core Power Foods. And Core Power Foods is so average.
Really?
I
love the holy meatballs, that one. Where it's the whole ground pasta with the meatball. I love that meal.
No, I don't know what it is.
And it's only $7.99.
I ordered a heap once. And
I remember when their containers are fucking amazing though.
Yeah, the containers are great.
The reusable containers slap.
And I just remember
I remember that you bought so many of them. You're like, and I'm all set to go. And I reckon no word of a lie. Then after the third day, like, pretty over this.
I've made a big mistake. Yeah, I think I stocked up on a month's worth.
There was a lot.
I even went to the gym and I just started packing my car with them. And the girl at the gym's just like, oh, okay. Like, me not knowing I could go online and probably save a fuck ton of money.
You helped build that new gym.
I would explain it like you say. You cut up a heap of chicken, put it in the freezer, and you cooked it, and then froze it again. That's what the chicken tastes like. It tasted awful, but the ingredients are a lot cleaner. Anyway, I think my first delivery is 18 meals for $100.
Okay,
which is fantastic.
That's not bad.
Right? That's pretty much saying all week except my cheat day on Saturday, you can just have 3 meals a day. Right? And I was like, all right, perfect. Because right now I'm having fucking nothing. So it's like,
oh no.
Because I'm not meal prep, I'm not doing anything, and any time I do have food, it's pretty crappy. So I'm like, perfect. I'm going to have something. Anyway, I talked to this guy at work, and he mentioned the core foods. I'm like, oh, nice. Yeah, I ordered some U-Foods. He's like, oh, there's sodium and things like that in them. I'm like, oh, yeah, well, I'm not really eating too much at the moment, so it's kind of good to have some. And I was like, I've had the core foods, and they're pretty healthy, but I don't know, I just didn't like them. He's like, yeah. I thought that was the end of the conversation. I go down, start eating my lunch. He brings his phone with all the ingredients in U-Foods and sits down with me and be like, see, there's this one. You can't eat that. That's not good. And then my entire half an hour lunch is spent with him just going on
shitting me
about how much better the core foods are than the U foods. And I don't think he realized, like, read a room. I couldn't give a fuck. Like, I could not care less, bro.
I was worried about your sodium
bro,
intake.
I was like, I'm agreeing with you and being nice, but I just want this conversation to end. I don't care how healthy. Do you not understand? I'm just glad that I'm going to be eating. And isn't it funny, man, with some people, they just don't know how to let something go?
Yeah, probably up there with some of the worst kind of people.
Mm.
They just keep on pushing and pushing and pushing, and you're just like,
I don't know how to read a room. It's like, no, I don't care.
You can tell that I'm not engaging in this.
I don't think, no, they can't. That's the problem.
It's just like, leave me alone. Please. Please leave me alone. Tell you what I did try the other week. It was the Biscoff ice cream. The
like a tub or like the actual ice cream?
No, like the ice creams on a stick. You get 3. How's this right? 3 ice creams on a stick though. $9. More than a 4-pack of Magnums. Drumsticks, mate.
Mate, I can't.
Just for ice cream. And don't get me wrong, I loved it. It was great, but I was also like, I don't love the fact that it was $9.
Mate, a 4-pack of Golden Gay Times.
Oh, love me some Golden Gay Times.
Guess how much 4 is?
Oh, I'm going to say at least $8.
$10.
$10.
$10, mate.
That's not like robbery. That is ridiculous. No wonder. It actually makes so much more sense now when I think about it, because Mum would always go grocery shopping, and some weeks she would come back with drumsticks, other weeks it would be Magnums. I now realise that she was always getting whatever was on special, and I seriously don't blame her.
What I need to do, I had a look at the other day, if the U-Foods don't work out, online shopping for Coles. I looked, and it shows you, it's so much easier to see everything that's on special.
It is.
Because you're scrolling down, and if you're on the meat, I just see like a little yellow sticker, and I think for it to get delivered to my house at certain times,
cheap as chips,
bro. At certain times it's like $2, and like at the worst was $8.
Oh mate, you're laughing.
I'm thinking for the amount of time I spent in there walking around,
piss farting around,
the fuel to get there, shit. I'm like, holy fuck, I'll have it delivered.
I rate that,
and you can save a shopping list too. So say I order everything on a Monday, and it was like, nah, that was all perfect. What I got, I just click it again, and bang, bang, bong, bib.
I rate that. No, I rate that highly. Good on him. I'm glad that I don't work anywhere that does have to do that, though, because I feel like that'd be such a pain in the ass to prep.
That one,
especially knowing
if
if that product that the customer wanted specifically wasn't there. Because I think my mum's done it before as well, and you can take a thing where it's like, if they don't have that, are you okay having like the whatever else? But there's just somewhere it's like, if you got me the black and gold of that, I'm not going to lie, I'm not having a good time.
Do you know, I have seen people at like Coles when I've gone shopping there. I think they're doing that job. Like they've got a trolley where they've got...
Yes, I've seen that at Woolies as well.
I think they're actually shopping for other people. I'm not going to lie. I don't mind stacking the shelves, doing the registers, running around doing extra work. If my job was to be a personal shopper for someone else, I don't think I'd like it.
Oh, I wouldn't. I wouldn't at all.
I know there's not too much of a difference to stacking the shelves, but if I'm seeing Kenny's fucking shopping list and I'm literally walking around because grocery shopping isn't fun.
It's not that fun.
So then you're doing it, but you're doing it for someone else.
Yeah, it's not even for you.
Sometimes it might be a little fun because you might go, instead of cornflakes, I'm going to grab Frosty Flakes. I've made it a little enjoyable.
Spice it up a little bit. Well, we charge for the cornflakes though.
Fuck yeah, hell.
That's crazy that's another thing that's like just been implemented over the past couple of years though.
Online shopping.
Like online shopping.
Yeah.
And how convenient that is.
It's super convenient.
That'd be saving so much people so much time.
Isn't it fucking funny how much Uber Eats charge you for like if you want something from like 7-Eleven?
I've been told that is super expensive. Uber Eats.
It is. Like say you wanted like a Krispy Kreme 7-Eleven. If I did Uber Eats and like 7-Eleven's only like 2 minutes away from me. If I did Uber Eats, it would be like literally like $5 for just a small Krispy Kreme. Maybe $2 for delivery, and then maybe $1 for the servicing fee.
Really?
Yeah, Uber Eats goes fucking mental on their charging.
What else? Menu log?
Menu log.
I always see the ads for that. I feel
DoorDash is a popular one now.
Yeah, I keep on seeing the ads for DoorDash.
Deliveroo is gone.
Really?
Yeah,
they just
didn't take off.
Yeah, right. My issue with those sort of things are I know that it's like if I'm ordering hot food, I still worry that like the food's not going to be, or they've taken a bite of my own food.
Well, do you know what's great with Uber Eats and DoorDash, for example, grilled? If you order grilled, they've gone to the level of your bag is shut with 2 stickers on both sides, and the handle is stuck together. Oh. So they literally cannot touch your food.
See, that's what I think they should be doing.
Because when I went through, I'm like, if someone touched my food, I would know because it'd be a sticker torn apart.
That's so true.
But it makes you happy because I'm not going to lie, man. There's some people out there that have done Uber Eats because they don't need to go through a job interview. They can get easy cash. And maybe there's
a lot of face-to-face as well.
And I'd say there's a few people that might be struggling a bit financially and they go straight to Uber Eats because that is an easy option to get cash, right? It wouldn't shock me one bit if you're struggling, you start eating chips out of other people's bags all the time.
Oh, did it happen?
Yeah.
It most definitely happened.
Chips, of course. You couldn't take a bite out of a burger.
No. Well, maybe, but no.
I could not be more mad if I saw a bite out of my burger.
Well, how would you react if they say you got pizza and there's just one slice? Would you be like, bro? Or would you actually be like, you know what? It's just a slice.
No, I'd be pissed off because it'd be like, I would know that there's too much hassle and effort for me to get one slice back.
Yeah, no,
it's not like a place is going to cook me one slice. So, and then the calls and complaints I'd have to make, I would just sit there and just accept the loss. I'd be like, fuck up.
Oh, you got me this time.
And then maybe if I had enough energy and if the day had been annoying enough, I'll check my security cameras, get the number plate.
I was about to say, could you imagine leaving a review for your Uber Eats driver and you just stumble across one that's just like, really nice guy, got here on time, food was warm, but did notice they ate some of my food. And you go through the reviews and that's all the reviews for this person.
I couldn't believe how easy it is to get your money back on those apps.
Really?
I knew someone I worked with and they had a big friend group and they'd go out all the time. And every single time, one of them just created a new account. And I think the main important thing is you need a phone number, right? But there were so many people in the group.
Yeah, right.
They would order $80 a Macca's, right, before they went out clubbing, right?
Yeah, right.
And they'd have it food at a party, things like that, and then just say there was a hair in my food or this wasn't delivered correctly, it never showed up, and always get their money back, always. But then there was an issue in America. I've seen it happen a couple of times where people lose their account if they're a driver if someone complains I didn't get the food delivered, and then you'll watch them go into, let's say, their office place, filming and go, Tracy? And they're like, yep. And it's like, yeah, so my account's now banned. I can't make money for the next week because you just said that your food didn't get delivered. I was here this morning. I took a photo. I even gave you the food. And I've seen it twice now where they've called them out in front of their entire office or their workplace, whatever it be. It's like, do you know this is my job and now I can't work for a week? Or I think one I saw is I've now just lost my job. I'm like, holy shit. Fuck. And the person who they call out is so embarrassed and doesn't know what to say. And they're just they're trying to hold a straight face and be like, oh.
That's so scummy.
So scummy.
I don't rate that behavior at all. Fuck, that pissed me off.
It would be. Fuck, do you know? Oh my God. Do you know what would be? If I was struggling, I would go to popular restaurants, watch the Uber Eats driver, follow them, wait for them to deliver to the door, take the photo, go, and just sprint and take it.
Oh, cheeky.
Surely that's an easy way to get meals.
You would think so.
It'd have to be. Because I know even for me, when my Uber Eats driver would come to the door and I'd see them walk out, they would knock on the door and I'd wait for them to leave. And then I maybe wait for them to leave the street.
Okay.
I don't want any interaction.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like a lot of people
that's
now...
plenty of time for someone to run up and snatch my food.
I do feel like, though, that's almost the procedure now due to, past COVID and all that, is a lot of people do, knock on the door, ring the doorbell, leave the food at the door, and then walk away.
Do you know
That's
my
what
biggest
pizza's
fucking
like
hate?
nowadays.
I hate any delivery service that if you order something online and they do not have the option, leave this in a safe place.
Oh, yes.
And it's like, you weren't home, so we've left it at your local post office.
Usually,
Like,
I was gonna say, it's always something to...
bitch.
And the worst part about that is, though, you always just miss them.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually like... Or you'll be like, I was on the toilet when you... Like, are you fucking shit? Like, are you actually taking the piss? Also, you were out the back, like, just doing, like, the lawns or, like, the gardening.
Oh,
so you didn't hear it?
And you know what can be even worse than that? You miss it, and like your mum messages, and it's like, oh, you missed your part. It's at the post office. You go, all right, and you show up there, and they're like, oh no, it's not going to be here for like another few hours. You're like, oh my fucking god!
Yeah, I hate that. The one that always pisses me off is because I used to get that all the time. Like, you can collect this after 4 p.m. and it's like, well, I can't because that doesn't suit me. That's great that it suits you guys but that doesn't help me at all.
Yeah, it's not even close.
And especially if you're finishing work and you have the little slip and like they're closing at like 5, and you're in your head thinking, I might get there at like 1, 2 before they close. Like, it's such a risk.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that was Morokai with 2 eyes. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next one.
Boom.
Boom.